Yeah, just tell me when. Just tell me we're live, but yeah, just tell me when.
Okay, all right, that'll be good.
Yeah, just tell me when. Everybody, we are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we get started, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. Again, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. While you're there, buy some merchandise, buy some books, join our email list, all that good stuff, you guys. It really means a lot. Also, please like, share, and subscribe to the platform. Again, like, share, subscribe to the platform. Without further ado, we have my brother Fitzgerald Stevens on with us today. And today's topic is Big Ten and Pac-12 have officially canceled their fall sports. How is that going to impact local businesses in those areas, especially in the college towns? I mean, especially in places like Pullman, Washington, as far as Washington State. What else? That Westwood. If you guys are familiar with UCLA, that whole Westwood area. USC, I don't know, because USC, like where they're located, there's really no USC is near downtown LA, but downtown LA is its own monster. So I think like that downtown LA will be fine.
Georgia Tech, which is in Midtown Atlanta, and Georgia State, which is in downtown Atlanta, they should be pretty cool then.
Georgia Tech. The thing is, who goes to Georgia Tech games anyway? Like, who goes see Georgia Tech play football?
Man, do you know what you're saying, dude?
Who see? I mean, I don't know. Do they even have a football team?
Georgia Tech is one of the most powerful academic colleges in the world.
Academic. We talk about football. Academic. We're talking about football. Who goes watch Georgia Tech football games? I mean, so they'll be like, so they'll be fine. So you ain't gotta worry about it.
They're better than Georgia.
Since when? Oh man. I even say this. Alabama has a better program than Georgia Tech.
And you too.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. No. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for agreeing with me. You know, than Georgia. Yeah, you too. Yeah, of course we do.
I slipped up. No.
Oh, you did slip up. You just said what's in your heart, man.
I slipped up. Okay, whatever. Let's move on. No, they don't. Georgia has the superior program. But anyway, so all right. So then let's deal with Columbus, Ohio.
They're fine. Ohio State's there. Columbus is his own entity. They're fine.
I don't know for sure. I don't know about
Columbus. Columbus, Ohio is fine, man. Their world headquarters is nationwide. Insurance world headquarters there. They have a ton of manufacturing. The Columbus Blue Jays, the National Hockey League team, are there. Columbus is fine. You know, they're more than fine.
Okay, let's deal with who else we have here. Madison, Wisconsin.
University of Wisconsin. Madison is about the. Don't they have the Packers there too?
Not in Madison. Packers are in Green Bay.
Okay, well, they should be fine. We're
talking about like the businesses that are centered around college football, like the downtown areas or whatever, on these campuses.
Well, so those smaller businesses that factor in having the revenue come from these games, yes, they're going to be tremendously impacted. Right. And it's going to be for the better. No, and I don't think they can stand to lose that revenue 1 year.
Oh
no, because I just really don't. They got to wait for a whole nother whole year for the season to start back up again. I don't think they can lose that revenue.
Well, they're talking about delaying it to spring, but how's that going to look like?
Baseball's in the spring.
Yeah, but still, even then, how's that going to look like? But who watches college baseball?
Oh, I talk about pro baseball.
Yeah. We're talking about college sports. Yeah.
March Madness happens in the spring.
Well, okay. Well, they're talking about this season.
With that.
They're talking if they do the season in the spring, it'll be January. Shout out to Holopsism, everybody. Holopsism, I got to get with you. Shout out. They're talking about January, February, March for football. Then I guess then you'll have your March Madness and all that. But this is weird. And then you have the other three leagues for sure. Okay, let me ask you this for sure. Big Ten, Pac-12, done.
Who's in the Pac-12?
Good for sure. You know who's in the Pac-12.
No, I'm not trying to be funny, man. You be thinking I'm trying to throw off on y'all, man. Who's in the Pac-12? Who?
USC,
is that Oklahoma, Texas, Oklahoma State?
Fitzgerald, come on, man. I know you watch college football.
I watch Alabama. I watch Alabama, man. I do like Michigan. No, I do like the Wolverines.
Michigan and Ann Arbor, Michigan, they're done.
Yeah, well, that's good for Jimmy Harbaugh. He don't need to get fired this year because he need to beat Ohio State. Hey, let me ask you something, dude. Why are you so passionate about this? Is it because you were a former athlete, a college athlete, or you're passionate about it because of the business aspect and the revenue loss? Why are you so passionate about this topic?
Well, the business aspect, but for sure, you don't understand what's going on right now. There's going to be no college football. Like, I mean, for sure, I don't know. Do you understand the magnitude of this and how? I mean, I'm talking about billions of dollars of revenue. Okay, for sure. Somebody's giving you your answer. USC.
Yeah,
Oregon,
I see that. Mr. Glass is saying USC, University of Southern California,
UCLA, Washington State,
Oregon. You know, they got Oregon has pretty uniforms, man. They change them every day, every half quarter, don't they?
Yeah, Colorado,
Washington, Colorado,
Utah. For sure, I know you know who's in the Pac-12, man. Stop playing around. I know you know.
What? Hey, I'm SEC cat. You know, and you are too. You know, come on.
True.
Man.
All right, but for sure, so the ACC, SEC, and Big 12, they haven't canceled their season yet, and they're supposed to be going forward as planned.
No, but the ACC canceled their season. Their basketball conference. We talking football, ain't we?
Hold on, stop.
Yeah, they're basketball conference.
Didn't you guys get smashed by Clemson 2 years ago? Embarrassed by Clemson 2 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the clock is.
Hold on.
We lost. I mean, no doubt.
You guys lost. Like,
we lost. We lost. Didn't you guys get blasted too? In your home stadium, but back in Atlanta and stuff like that, constant by everybody. LSU. Alabama year before that, you know, Florida. Don't you constantly lose too? By everybody? You know, come on, constantly lose. That's the optimum word. Come on, man. You can't throw off on my school like this. Expect kosher development, man, to come around in here. But you know what? Television contracts, multi-billion-dollar revenue. That's why we're talking about this so much, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know, man. Do they lay producers off? Do they lay filmmakers off? Do they lay?
I mean, what are they gonna do? I mean, what are they gonna do? I mean, just everything, just all around. I mean, again, the groundskeepers, the concessions people, maintenance people.
Football is so much a fabric of our lives. Ivy Dreams, UCLA. She's man. You like football? Wow, you know, that's impressive.
I think Ivy Dreams said her son is Ivy Dreams. Where's your son going to? I think her son's going to play D1 ball.
Okay. Was he a football player, basketball, baseball?
I think football.
Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Husband. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, UCLA, they pretty nice team out there. I remember Kareem Abdul-Jabbar came out of there. That's about and Reggie Miller. He's a UCLA guy.
Hey, Ivy Dreams, who was your husband that played at UCLA and what year? I might know him. Ivy Dreams. What year did he play at UCLA? And what's his name? If that's okay. But Fitzgerald, again, it's just because I was watching some news clips today, and you know, they were going to the different college towns and, you know, speaking to these small business owners in regards to, I mean, think about it. You're coming off of COVID. Now, no college football. I mean, college football, how big it is, it can make up for the losses from like March.
You know what? And let's not that we're clowning now. We are talking serious, just having a little fun. You know, Governor DeSantis down here in Florida, he was saying like he really wants a college football season really for the economy's sake. Okay, now think about what this. Think about this. Down to the south, to about 4 hours south, right here, you have University of Miami Hurricanes, pretty helmets, and you have to the north, you have University of Florida Gators, but they don't win.
Right, they don't win.
You have who else? You got Florida State, but they can't.
They're terrible right now. Right,
but a lot of fans are those guys really feel the stadiums. Let me tell you something. I live down here in Tampa. Okay. What's the name? Gainesville. Gainesville is probably about 2 hours to the north of me, going up there. If there was a game like on a Saturday with the University of Florida, traffic would be backed out about an hour and a half from that distance where I am, just trying to get into Gainesville on a 75 North, a major expressway that runs right up through Atlanta. That's how much powerful, that's how many people come to that game and bring in revenue. One thing I haven't heard about, man, is NASCAR canceling. NASCAR, they're another one that can fill a whole lot of people up, and put whole lot of revenue in local economies, like the Atlanta Motor Speedway right down there in Hampton, right, close to you, right off of Highway, I think Terra Boulevard. But we're talking about sports, ladies and gentlemen, because it's not only games; it's big business. And
somebody just brought up in the chat room the gambling in Vegas. The networks that cover the football. Keep going, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Miss Ivy Dreams. Hey, I'm so glad your husband is a fan of my beloved Alabama Crimson Tide. You tell that cat to give me a call right there where we can definitely break bread sometime. I assume that's what you talk about, your fan of. Definitely tell that cat, man. I like Mrs. Dreams. You tell him to call me. We are talking about my beloved Alabama Crimson Tide, right?
No, I don't think so.
I think she is. Okay, so many people are dependent upon this revenue. So this is a make or break year. I mean, think about it. With the COVID, with all types of other things that's happening, some of those businesses, just been chugging by, and now they like, okay, football season is going to come around, and man, we're going to be straight because gosh, the revenue that these restaurants and these bars and all the other supporting cottage industry around that makes up in Tuscaloosa and Athens and Auburn. I don't know where Ole Miss is or Mississippi State. I don't know. Starkville. I don't know. Lincoln, Nebraska. Nebraska's a pretty good large town. I mean, let
me cut you off real quick. So Lincoln, Nebraska, game day, they become the second largest city in Nebraska. Their stadium that holds almost 100,000 people becomes the second on game day, becomes the second largest city in Nebraska. I've been to Lincoln on a recruiting visit, so go ahead.
It's about that revenue. I mean, that's what really people are talking about. We like to think, we like to use the adage of lives over revenue. I mean, I can't really. That's catchy. I mean, people have to work and people have to earn income. I mean, it's been brutal this year. I was talking I was doing a live stream with one of Prince Amir's affiliates over in San Jose, Mr. Marin, and we were talking about the point. Okay, this coronavirus, let's just say, got really in swing April. Really, that's when it for me. Like I thought when the thing first started coming out, someone say, "Hey, there's this illness out in China." I kid you not, China. Right. Shoot, that's all the way on the other girl. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I mean, what am I care about that? That's they handle business over there. I didn't really, they think nothing about it. Then they started talking about Italy and how they was having mass breaks, and then lo and behold, they started saying they would get some there's some cases happening in the United States. Someone put a vicious rumor out there on the internet. That's why you can't, you always have to research for yourself. Some people, hey, I tell you what, black people don't get this. Black people don't get corona. I literally heard that. And so in my subconscious mind, I'm like, well, I'm black.
I'll be straight.
Yeah, exactly. Stupid stuff, man.
I'll be straight.
I'm cool. So then I was talking to my martial arts instructor, and and he had said something about my brother had a talk with him, and I said, man, is this that big deal? He said, oh yeah. Shortly after that, we started getting these stay home orders. Then it really went real personal to me when Dynasty Amir contracted that. Okay, and I'm like, okay. But places started closing down, and then my stepson contracted this. What I'm saying, I couldn't treat it as a joke. It's taking people away from here. Okay, so we're trying to get a hold of that. Meanwhile, people's economies are just getting decimated. The government has been helping, putting out stuff and trying to do what they can. People say, well, they should do what Canada does. Canada is like paying somebody like each one $1,400 or $1,900 a week. Yeah, United States of America, 330 million plus people. Canada, less than 40 million, with the same size. I'll say that again. Canada, less than 40 million total population in a country the size of United States, if not slightly larger. United States, over 330 million. Do the math. Now they talk about and it's talking about other countries, and then borders start closing. Then just as of recently, Dynas told me, hey man, you know what? My Nigerian passport is more powerful than the United States. I'm like, okay, that doesn't make sense because I've never heard that. Other words, things are changed. But if we're going to be isolated, if we're going to try to figure out what we need to do to live, because they're debating in Congress right now. Hey, should I send another check out, or should I won't, or should I catch up this on, and should I won't? I do know this. 2 weeks ago, I said that darn near 23 to 24 million people are under some type of housing arrest right now. Housing arrest, I mean that they're either they're getting ready to get evicted from their apartments because the moratorium expired, the protections is gone, or B, they're getting ready to lose their home through foreclosure. Ladies and gentlemen, that has went up to 43 million people right now. 43 million people are in the process, in process of having possibly losing their dwelling place. You know what that's going to do. You know how much that's going to disrupt. Well, that tells me if that many people out there, that tells me that the jobs and the revenue that they have in their household is practically dried up or is non-existent. Now, and so when we talk about in industries like sports, traditionally sports has it's like in a bubble. What I mean by that, in times of chaos, or maybe in times of prosperity, everyone loves their sports. Everyone loves their sports. Like if I was to have a business, as far as with this, what could I be? I would be in the health and beauty, the wellness business. My youngest brother has an organization like that because people want to look good. They look good. They feel good. They need to look good that they're going to get a job. They need to look good. They're not having a job. I would be in sort of industries like that I would consider recession proof. I would probably open up a nice little market with fresh foods and vegetables, because people have to eat. Now here's some business that we thought used to be recession proof. Prince Amir, daycare. Okay, childcare.
I know a couple people that have childcare. I think let me check in on them, see how they're doing. In fact, let me text one right now.
But how is childcare not going to be affected when mom and dad have stay-home orders and not going to work? Why would I send my child to a daycare at home? Why would I pay that?
Well, it depends on what job they're in and what state they're in.
Here's an interesting right around here, man. I didn't even think of this. Neolithic, Nilot, Neolithic tradition. This one brought up right here. RV sales on the rise now. Wow, didn't see that one coming. No, but like I said, it's not a recession for everyone. Shoot, I wouldn't. You're when you're down here where I live down here in Florida, man. Look, people still traveling, people still going back to and fro their business, and people still buying cars and the real estate, man. The market, wow, that's so hot. I don't know how it is up there, Dynas in Atlanta, but that's just so hot, man. You would think that people would be holding on to their money, but man, there's some great real estate deals out there. So they're out there snatching up property. So not everything is really shut down. There are some people who are literally thriving in this.
Right.
I mean, these are some incredible time for certain people who have positioned themselves in certain industries to really thrive. A lot of people are setting up home-based businesses, and particularly like through YouTube channels, or maybe they're becoming an Amazon partner or an eBay partner. Maybe there's someone's starting a home business to help people deal with resumes and or computer networking and stuff. So those people are trying to get creative on how they can they can actually take care of the household, and I respect that. And but how can you get creative if you don't have customers to come in and go to your diner? How can you get creative if you don't have customers to walk in to your business, and that that these football stadiums are going to bring thousands of people practically every other week, to your establishment and stuff. How are you planning on dealing without that revenue if you're in that situation?
1 second, Fitzgerald, guys. In the chat rooms, my Carrot Bars affiliate link. Click on the affiliate link, sign up as an affiliate. Also, you can see it scrolling at the ticker at the bottom of the screen. It will also be in the description. Again, my Carrot Bars affiliate links in the chat room. Click on the link, sign up as an affiliate. I'll personally call you, and we'll get you guys up and running. All right, go ahead, Fitzgerald.
I mean, when I was a younger man, back home, I was taught this. Go to school or get you a good trade. Right. Go to school to get. Now I believe even when you go to school, you have to have a side trade. You have to have something. Yeah, no choice. You have to have a side. You have to have something, man. I mean, I don't care if you're a trained professional or lawyer, doctors. If you have a trade making soap, now don't laugh at that. I mean, these people who make these handmade soaps and these fresh organic soap, the money they can make with that would stagger you. I mean, it really will. I mean, maybe some people have a talents that they perfected calligraphy skills. Maybe someone is selling paintings. In other words, you have to have something else, some skill that's going to pay the bill if your main skill is off the table. You have to have something, but I don't know what that is if it doesn't really involve the World Wide Web. I really don't. I just don't, because it's so much competition. Further, hold on for a second. Honey, you leaving?
Yeah.
Okay, when you coming back?
I think Friday.
You'll be back Friday.
Yeah.
All right, love you. Take care of yourself. Bye. Yeah,
that's your niece.
Yeah, that's my little 13-year-old niece. She's so much like my mother. It's staggering. She has a lot of weight. Yeah. Yeah, she has a lot of weight. For example, she likes to hold on to stuff a lot like my mom does.
She hoards.
Huh?
She's a hoarder.
No, what?
Hoarder.
No, her thing, she just don't like to feel like she's going to be without.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what really the hoarders are. But just the genetics are something around in there. So I think the World Wide Web, because that's where I see the greatest fortunes. I heard a guy say that about 15 years ago. He said some of the greatest fortunes are going to be made on the internet.
Right.
And he was absolutely right. I forget where I was, or probably some seminar, because I love going to that. I love going to business seminars and getting around innovative minds, getting around people who are like on the cutting edge, and people who have a ability to see what's going to happen and how to profit from the trends. What's happening now, as opposed to just waiting and hopefully things will work out. I don't think things work out. I think you got to make things work out. I'm a man of faith, but I think it's okay. I pray to my God that, but often and stuff, but I still think he requires me to get up and do something.
Right.
For the most part, I really do. I really believe he requires me to do that. For example, take another little personal thing. I've shared many personal stories. I got diagnosed with high blood pressure. Well, a lot of came out the stress. Someone gave me this right here. I fought for years not to have to take high blood pressure medicines, because you're talking to a man who doesn't even like to take an aspirin. But I couldn't seem to get rid of it. But so I was in a period of my life where I wasn't really thinking like Fitzgerald Stevens used to think. Okay, and so the side effects of this stuff is worse than what it's supposed to be treating. Right. So after I decide, after about a little under 2 years of doing that, I decide I know what I'm going to do. I mean, I know how to lose weight. I know how to get my body back in shape. I used to do that for years. I know exactly what to do. So I got on my and I start pedaling.
All right.
I start pedaling. You know, the blood pressure started regulating. You know, the weight started going the way I want to do. The mental outlook started going. And so my goal was just to get off that medication to have a better quality of life. So what's the use of me sitting around here talking about building this business if I don't have the health to enjoy it? So I'm doing it. You know, I'm riding. You know, today I did about 35 miles a day. No, that was a record for me. But am I pedaling because, like, man, you know, I just want to get ready and just tell people what I'm doing and all that? No, I'm pedaling because I want to live. You know, high blood pressure is a silent killer, and it's taking many people out of here. So I decided to do something, not necessarily sitting around and wait for things happen. No, so I take the equal approach with my finances. You know, I mean, from going to school, going to high school, graduating college, going out and trying to put myself as a hired hand, working for people, trying to go up the corporate ladder, saving some money, hoping I was getting into retirement. I saw that was not working for me. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I have family members who are making it work very well, but the optimum word, I've said, it wasn't working for me. I was seeing like the harder I was working, the less I was getting somewhere, but the older I was becoming. So I said, now what do a lot of successful people do? What do a lot of successful people do? They own their own business. Well, how do I own my own business? Well, I could try this. I could go get a bank loan. I can go put a business plan together. Traditionally, I could go hopefully find some investors and give it to a bank, and they'll loan me capital, give me capital. Okay, that wasn't happening for me. Okay, so how do I become how about franchising? Well, if I want to look at like a Subway franchise, but back then probably about maybe 25-30,000. I didn't have that lying around neither. So then I started hearing about referral based marketing. I was introduced to that back in the 90s. Okay, and it talked about basically marketing a product, and you get a percentage of that. But you don't have to have like the brick and mortar business. You don't have to have like the websites. You don't have to keep product stored at your house. You don't have to do anything like that. You can just get out there and make as much as you want simply by telling other people, because what they save in advertising or with revenue, television, internet things, they can pay that to you because you're using word of mouth marketing. So I started trying that in the 80s, in the early 90s. And because I wanted to be free, I've always wanted to be free, to be able to call my own shots, be able to be my own boss. I need that, like people need air. And so I fell in a couple things. I won a product company. Then I started getting with this company that dealt with long distance cars or switching people over the internet. Then I dealt with this company called had this juice. And then I had this juice was good, but you know, hey, if you don't sell it, you got to drink it. Otherwise, you go rinse it. You know. So then I came across this company. There was this company that dealt with electricity. If you can get them switched on with electricity, then you can benefit them. Met a man who was making about like darn near over 30,000 a month. You know, but very successful. I couldn't argue that the concept didn't work, but I didn't find the right one until I found Carrot Bars, or should I say Carrot Bars found me by way of Michael Delco. Carrot Bars company established in 2011 in Stuttgart, Germany, by Dr. Harold Constantine Seitz. Now, what made Carrot Bars so different? There was really all you was doing is the product was gold. The product was gold, GOLD. Well, that was the thing I had to educate myself on. When I thought, well, gold, I kind of knew what it was, but I didn't. You say gold to me, I'm thinking a gold chain around your neck,
right?
Something like that. I'm thinking a gold bracelet, or if I was a rap star, which I'm not, gold teeth, a gold.
You're not a rap star?
No, not yet. You know, so I'm thinking. So I didn't see it as wealth. I didn't see it as wealth. I knew there was something to it, but I didn't equate it to wealth. So Mr. Michael Delco gives me a call about 5 years ago, and he said, "Hey, Fitzgerald, I have this business. I wanted a business. Keep that on. That was the often word. It deals with gold." Okay. And it said, "No cost to register. Sign me up." Okay. So he registered me on his link, just like Prince Amir's link is strolling down at the bottom. And then so what I did, I sat on it because I didn't understand what I had. I had been playing, Lord God, send me a business. Got to be something better than this. Got to be something better than this. Got to be something better than this. The reason I didn't understand what I had is the same reason I often tell a lot of Prince Amir's the team members. I wasn't plugged into the training. I wasn't getting the necessary training to learn how to build. Two things will stop you from building a great business. Number one is lack of capital. Number two is lack of knowledge. If you have the knowledge, you can get the capital. But if you have the capital without the knowledge, you're going to lose the capital. You know, I wasn't plugged in. Mr. Delco, hey, you know, he was excited. I've been knowing him since 1998. You know, he registered me. He knew what I was capable of, and you know, he registered me up, and he was gone. The man replaced a 6-figure mortgage banking income in 103 days by this little business I'm getting ready to tell you guys about. So he was in beast mode. He was in beast mode. You know, 103 days he did that. That was 6 years ago. He's never worked, haven't worked since, and very, very wealthy as a part of this about his business right now. I'll talk extremely. No, so I didn't know. I didn't know what I had. And so there we have another friend, and between Michael and myself, named Mrs. Sherry Brown. Well, I've known Sherry about equally as long. Mrs. Brown, should I say. So she was talking about the system, and she was talking about the training and what this thing is doing. And I'm like, I know Sherry and I know Michael. Okay. And I know him. I knew we all went to the same church together. So I'm like, okay. So I called Michael and I said, Michael, tell me, what do I have here? He said, Fitzgerald, you have 139 people in your group. That's what started the burn that you see right now. That's what really ignited the burn. Because I said, what, how? How did it happen? He said, I put them there. Got my business packet, bought my wife a business package, and I went to work. What was the work? Hey, Prince Samir, you know what, man? Listen, I got something here. You need to get in right here, right now. Well, right what now. Is it, Fitzgerald? It deals with gold. Hey, dude, trust me on this. Now, that's not the way, but I have a connection with him. Like over there, 15-year connection going in. So, man, I'm seeing something. Just get in. Okay, so he got in, and not to put his business out there, but to put it out there. Don't make this mistake. I couldn't get him to plug in the training. No, I couldn't get him. You know, he was. I'm willing to bet he just joined cause of me. He didn't understand what he had, nor would he avail himself to follow my lead and get in training. So he didn't know what he had. Plus, he had a 6-figure income job, you know, that's making him very comfortable. Traveling to Africa, jetting back over in California, living a life and everything. Couldn't tell him nothing because he thought he had a good job. Okay, so I went to work and I was building this team. Lo and behold, I started making money from this. I started getting paid in euros on a MasterCard. I started just saving gold, and then I was getting my euros on a MasterCard. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't really have to keep working. Now I worked that on my job, and I built that business up, you know, for years, working meticulously. I started talking to one person, started talking to another person, took a many a no's, just like you guys are. You can't take no's in life, you won't have a life. Man, that'll preach. If you can't take no's in life, you won't have a life. You gotta learn how to deal with rejection. You know, people a lot of times, and you can't take it personal. A lot of times they're not saying no to you. Either they're just, it can be not the right time, not sometimes they got things going on in their lives that they don't want to get into. You never know. So that it'll behoove you to come back and ask someone again to follow up with them at a later time. So I just said, hey, do you look for ways to make more money? You keep your income option open. I sent them a business link to realmoney.income. Lo and behold, they got it. And then when I had a business package, I was getting 10% of that package. I was starting to earn more revenue. Credit Bars has about 20 something ways that you can earn revenue. The package bonus at 10% of that, and you got units and stuff like that, 20 something different ways. Question, your job got 20 something different ways to pay you? Yeah, that's what I thought. They don't. Okay, so I started getting money, and it started off slow. Sometimes I would get like $20 and $100 here, and $50 here, and lo and behold, $500. I remember one time I was sitting in the parking lot up in Buffalo, New York, and I was having a bad sales day. I just something, things wasn't clicking right. And all of a sudden I looked in there and there was like over $1,000 in my account. So that kind of took the bad sales day away. I'm like, shit, you need to keep doing this. I was fine because that was how I ate for me and my family. So I started talking, and then other things started happening. Then God started sending me people, and I literally prayed for certain people to come into my business. And many of you were prayed in this business by me, believe it or not. So I as I kept working my job, I was putting a little bit of time away from here, because the time I wasn't going anywhere. I didn't have to go clock in. All I had to do was just set a couple of times together, make some phone calls, go on a Facebook post, get in Facebook Messenger. I'll find someone, like maybe I'll look at a Kenyan entrepreneurs, and I'll look at someone. I see there's Dinas Amir, and he's already in Kenya, and I'll strike up a conversation. The conversation with great. I like your website, and I'll give a sincere compliment. And then I will go for the question. This is exactly how I built my team, and this is how I do it. I go for the question. I ask, how are you and your family? That's the first question. Then the second one, then how's business? It's the only two questions I ask. Those are icebreakers. Those questions right there. Anyone's going to be concerned with you, or because you asked about the two main things important in their lives. Number one, them and their family. Number two, their business. I've never got nobody like, what the heck are you saying that for? Actually, when I ask it, how are you and your family, most people ask, how are you? So I started getting skills in it. Lo and behold, then I sent the thing. Hey, do you keep your income options open? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to send you my business link. No, called the realmoney.info. I got a capture page, because it sends the realmoney.info, and then you can get a capture page to Wealth Builders. And it also has the free registration link, so everything can come up in one. Then lo and behold, people started registering. People start getting in. People start buying gold. People start getting packaged stuff like that. And revenue started coming in, and I was starting to see growth, and I was starting to see, and I knew I had to stick with something. Being at my age and my mindset, I knew that nothing's going to come overnight. I knew I had to work. Well, my God, I was working for people already right now, so I knew I didn't get a lot of positions overnight. I knew I had to work not only to get the position, but work to maintain it. So I wasn't a stranger to work. I just wanted to get properly compensated for what I do. And when people say properly compensated, properly as I think proper is, not as someone else. There's a difference. Okay. And so kept talking. Then all of a sudden I start seeing other countries open up. People's joining from other countries. And I was striking up relationships with guys in Ghana and people in Nigeria, and people in South Africa, and in Europe and Australia and in the Caribbean. And I'm talking these beautiful men and women. And you know what I found out? They care about their family and their finances just as much as I do. They want opportunity just as much as I do. They want someone to be sincere with them and show them how to build wealth for their family just as much as I do. They want to leave money to their children, their beneficiaries, just as much as I do. They want to have their own business just as much as I do. And so we started talking. I started plugging them into the training. I started making time, and I started treating this like a business. and here I sit before you now with the close to 12,000 business affiliates in my organization. No big deal at all. There's only about 6 billion people, over 6 billion people in this world. So and 18 over. So you have plenty of people to talk to. Carrot Bars is so dang phenomenal because the product is money. The product is money. See, I don't have to wear the gold that I have that I sit around in here. This stuff that I bought, I don't know what the heck happened to it now, Prince. You just have to hold your, oh, here it is right here. This stuff that I bought right here. Now, back in 2015, this is a gram of gold. Okay, back in 2015, when I came a part of this organization, gold was like $1,100 an ounce. Okay, right now, as August 12th, 2020, that same gold is now worth over $2,000 an ounce. My wealth just went up, just increasing. Plus, the how to live, I live on my euros. I live by building my team and helping other people build wealth through their teams. They don't do this for me, and you've heard me say that a million times. They don't do this for me. They do this to build wealth. Now, let's go back and talk a very, very important story, because it's going to relate to a lot of people who I'm talking to right now. And some of you are making this mistake, and right now you don't realize. I'm going to point it out to you. Prince Dinas Amir, for example. Remember that 6-figure job I told you about? He thought it was secure. I mean, man, I couldn't get through him. I got a personal relationship to him. As a matter of fact, he said, Fitzgerald, this one ain't about you. I wouldn't even deal with it. He just did it as a homage. Okay. And I took it. And so he's banging. He's doing over there, drinking his mango juice over in Africa, loving the life and doing what he want to do.
Hey, BSAP in Africa. I drink BSAP.
Drinking his beer, whatever the heck they drink over there. Okay. And so all of a sudden he gets an email saying, Dinas, we need to talk. He gets that from headquarters. Well, they split his territory. They took his most lucrative zip codes, which most of his money was deriving. Keep in mind, he was president clubs. That's a high ranking honor that farts with his production. So all of a sudden, without nobody asking him, and without anybody saying anything farts to him, they just took his income, but still expected him to perform all that he had built, because it wasn't his income. It was theirs to give to who they wanted to. It wasn't his customers. It was their customers. Okay. And so still, he was going over the shock, and he went to his book stuff, and he started writing his tours and stuff. And so one day we had a Let's Go weekend. That's a get together we have at Carrot Bars up in Atlanta, Georgia. That's put on every year by Michael and Monisha Delco, the gentleman who I just talked to you about. No. And so I go by his house. I arrived in Atlanta Thursday. And I went to an event on Friday. Saturday, instead of going to the event, I went to Dinas's house. That matter of fact, Friday I showed up there. And so on Saturday, instead of going down to the event, I made a calculated decision. And that desk that he's sitting at right now, I said, man, what aren't you seeing with this?
Right.
Tell me, what is your hang up? Do you know what you do and who you are? Do you know how much you can help yourself and help other people with this? Do you understand what you have in your hands? Tell me, what is the hang up? Because you always tell me, yeah, I'm going to do this. And yeah, Fitzgerald is good. And I hear you, man. And great in Alabama, Georgia football. Dude, I don't care about that now. Look me in the eye. Tell me, what is it that you don't see? Here's the answer to it. He was worried about what people was going to think. He was worried about what you guys were going to think about this.
True story.
He was worried about. So once I got to the root of the problem, I said, man, I tell you what we'll do. We'll just collaborate. I'll come on your stream. I'll talk with you. Your business with Search for Uru, I think that's too important to take you off. I'll sit up there and talk on your show, and I'll present it. Let's just see how it goes.
All right.
Exploded. Absolutely exploded. So much to a fact that, he's like, man, dang, why I didn't start sooner? And I told him, man, it don't make any difference. You start when you start. See, there's an incubation or hibernation stage with people in life, And a lot of that hibernation is coming. Some of you guys think you're doing all right. I'm talking to many of you right on the stream all over the world right now. You think you're straight. You see all this stuff going around you. You hear about these governments and the leaders of what they're doing. These different various politicians, and they're infighting. Keep in mind, a lot of them go to the same schools. A lot of their children send the same schools. They're member of the same club. They do all that infighting for our sake. But back then, man, shoot, it's no big deal. You know, they're all friends. That's fact. And so many of you guys think you're straight. You can see that. Okay, so and so. I heard about so and so losing their house. I heard about so and so losing their jobs. Let me tell you something, man. When the money started getting funny, love can go out the door real quick. Love can go out the door real quick. Well, you say, Ms. Fitzgerald, that ain't love. Well, how do you know? Listen, I've been walking on God's earth about 6 decades. I done seen a lot and experienced a lot like that. So my thing is, I deal with life the way it is, not in simple platitudes to appease you and tell you far as how things are going. This is not a Hallmark movie. Okay, this is life. And so when you don't have finances, it puts a tremendous strains on not only relationships, your physical health, your mental health. I mean, a lot of things are really compromised simply because you don't have proper finances. So you can see this stuff. You can see people working longer. You can see people have lost a job and they had to go like take a pay cut, or imagine losing like a very high 6-figure income and you can't replace that, but your lifestyle is up with the high 6-figure income. You don't have any leverage. You don't have anything else in that. So you think you're straight until someone walks you off your job, until someone say, hey, we're going to do with this merger, and your company is the one that got bought instead of doing the buying, and they're going to say, well, you know what, you're this operations manager or regional vice president. We're going to have to cut your salary, and you're going to report to this guy because your position overlaps now. Okay, that's what happened to Sprint. Sprint was bought by T-Mobile. I'm quite sure a lot of those Sprint executives, man, they shaking in their boots right now. Or you're like Prince Amir, and all of a sudden someone buys another competitor. They're on the buying end, and they still just decide to take his territory and split his territory. I remember that call vividly with him. It took his heart out. He gave me a call, and it took his heart away. His belief was gone because now he's like, man, I don't care about this thing. I don't care if I got fired. I don't care what they do, And I'm like, man, okay, don't, just hold on. Don't you quit. Let them come after you. That was my counsel to him. Because they had took his heart, because they played with his income. And so meanwhile, all that stuff he had to do was gone. So you see all this thing, but yet instead of you being proactive and like, let me take a look at this business. Let me see what it can do. Let me get my pride out the way, and let me get my status out the way. Kuhn Ogon. This guy's always trying to sell something. Who begs to make money? Hold on for a second. This guy is always trying to sell something. Who begs people to make money? Is there money to be made? I'm going to leave you the hell alone. And I'm not going to tell you how stupid you acted. Now, you sitting up there, if there's money to be made, and I've already explained commodities with dealing with gold and residual income. I'd suggest you just go ahead and lead the stream, man, and let someone who really serious about this trying to figure out how to change your life. I don't even thank you for your comment. It's useless to me. So you see things that you need to build a residual income simply cost for your family's protection, simply cost for the preservation of your wealth. Because as long as you're sitting up there working for someone else, you're on their ground, you're on their territory. It's their job to see if you are a part of their system or not, and it's their job to take back from you. So you can't really build security, which many of us seek, under someone else's umbrella. You can't do that. So you already are making money. So what you're doing is diverting some of that money and putting it in an asset, and then by diverting and putting in the asset, we prefer gold right now. And then you're helping other people acquire assets, and you get paid by doing so. Okay. As I stated, gold 2015, $1,100, 2020, over $2,000 just by me holding this. And believe me, I have more than 1 gram. Okay, so that decreases my thing up. Do you ever notice? Do you ever notice like around about what we come on sometimes 2, 1 o'clock? It's Tuesday today or Wednesday today, whatever it is.
That's Wednesday.
Does it ever occur to you guys, how's he doing that? How are they doing that? I mean, Tuesday, most people are supposed to be at work. How are they coming on there all the time like this? This is prime working out. So how are they doing that? Well, obviously, we have to have some type of income that allows us to do that. I mean, no one. Do you ever notice that when we come on, we're not saying like, hey, you guys, hold on for a second. I gotta get back to work real quick. You ever notice that? For the other gentleman who I just got done checking, dude, I made money while I was asleep last night. I woke up wealthier. Paid in euros on my MasterCard. I was asleep. Got up off the couch, woke up, woke up the thing. Let me tell you how my day goes. Wake up generally around a little bit before 7, about 8 something in the afternoon, 8 something in the morning. I'm on the bike trail. Got off the bike trail about 12 o'clock. Started this show about 2:15. Going to call a couple of affiliates around here. After I finish down, I could talk to them all over the world. My phone, help them grow wealth. Do that close to 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, relax a little bit, go back to sleep and do the same thing up again. If I want to spend my time and like say, hey, Prince Amir, need to talk business with you, man. Listen, I'll load my car up. I'll be throwing a bag in there like tomorrow and I'll be up there and I don't have to ask anybody. He doesn't have to ask anybody. Now, I mean, with us getting paid in euros and helping other people to be in the exact same position, we think that's pretty cool. Selling, let's talk about that. Tell me, what do you do in this world that doesn't require you to have money? How do you make that money if a good or product is not sold or a service? Tell me how you do it. I mean, you put it out there, man. Let's talk about it. You put it out there. You're deep. Okay, let's swim in the ocean with me. How are you going to live on this earth? Put food on your family's table. How are you going to keep a roof over your family's head? How are you going to keep your employer employing you if you don't produce? How are you going to do it? I'm not getting in response, but let's take it a little again. How are you straight? All right. How can you help someone else? How can you help someone else like we're trying to do right now? You deep? Selling something? Dude, this sells itself. Do you like to eat? Do you like to have your family's college paid for? Do you like to have proper medical insurance? Do you have to have a proper retirement? You like to be able to give the causes you believe in, maybe help your elderly parents, or if they're still here. What do you want to do? Sell something? Always trying to sell something? Dude, selling is life. But keep sounding deep. Okay. And see, I have very, very low tolerance for people like that because, at the end of the day, what solution are you offering? What solution are you offering? We're talking about building wealth generationally. We're talking about creating your own business that you can pass down to your beneficiaries, to your children's children. We're talking about acquiring assets. We're talking about using leverage, getting paid off of other people who also building a business too. And so we're talking about freeing us from the system of debt, so that we hope that we have a future for us and our grandchildren. This is life. This is big time business. So what you do? Just go ahead and register your account, get your business package. Then what Prince Amir and I do, we'll personally talk to you, with my cell phone number is 1716-573-6296. 1716-573-6296. Well, when you register, you're going to get an email from Carrot Bars. And then you just click on that to verify your account. Prince Amir is going to call you. and more likely he's going to place you over to me. He's going to help you get a business package. Then we're gonna do a goal statement with you. What do you mean? What are you doing this for? What do you want to do? You want to make $3,000 a week? You want to make you want to make 30,000 a month? What do you want to do? I mean, so our goal is to help put a plan together and get you there. Then we're going to plug into Wealth Builders, the teaching system created by Mr. Ty and Valerie Best, a gentleman who has been free in this type of business for darn near 25 years. Just free. We're going to plug you in that system. It's going to teach you exactly how to build your business. Remember, I told you have to have mentorship, and that's going to be free. Then we're just going to show you how to duplicate that to help other people be free. And thus, the more people you help to be free, the freer you're going to become. That's just simple for us, what we do. And then so we appreciate your time. We started by talking about football, and Dynas and I are fans of that. Great. But football, we don't want you to see it as the football playing a game. We want you to see it as the business aspect. The revenue that is being lost by no fault of people's own because of something that's happened that's taking their livelihood. And one day you're going to have the epiphany like me. You're going to get tired of people, taking your job from you because they feel for one other thing about you. And sometimes you're going to get tired of getting passed over for promotions that you're qualified for. You're going to get tired of not having pay increases or have your pay decreased. You're going to get tired of being written up for stupid stuff. And I do mean silly stuff. You took 3 minutes. Donuts. I mean stuff like you took too long to come back from the break. We got to dock you. Just you're going to get tired of asking someone permission. Can you go see your parent, or can you go to your daughter's recital? You're going to get tired of lying, calling out, telling someone you sick when you're fine. You just don't want to go to work.
Right.
And the older you get, the more you're going to get tired of being like in Africa and you only got 2 weeks, but man, you can stay 2 months and still be enjoying it. You're going to get tired of reporting to someone and sitting down in front of people and ask, how does prove to me that you deserve a raise? Interviewing you, prove to me that you deserve to be here. You're going to get tired of it one day, and then you're going to get tired of like, man, God, the money I'm making with this guy right here, God, and this is all he paying me. Man, I need to figure out how to do something. I can't keep doing this. This is hustling backwards. So I don't know what your why is. I don't know why you listen to us. When it comes down, a lot of stupid statements I see on there, like that one cat just gave one. They come on often. I don't know why you come if you're not looking for anything. But
They're trolling.
I don't care. But I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you whatsoever. I'm talking to the people. Hey, Fitzgerald, I was like that, man. I quit sometime, and I want to get out there, but I just come in roadblocks. Don't quit. You just need the right vehicle along with the right teaching. You can turn your life around. I started this at 50 years old. That was going on 6 years ago. You know what? I'm an Alabama grad. I'm a college grad. I don't have a criminal record. I'm a hard worker. I'm not insubordinate. I came in early and stayed late. I was always that go-to guy, but it didn't get me anywhere. I was still expendable. I worked in jobs and I worked in jobs selling and doing all kind of various other jobs. I worked one time cleaning sewers because I had to put the food on the table. Didn't want to do it. I'm not a stranger to hard work, but I wasn't getting anywhere, and I was getting older, and I got tired of being under all that crazy pressure. I'm very good at doctoring on myself. I'm very good at finding herbs in the right combination I need to heal my body. Why? Because I use it I sometimes didn't have money to pay for the health insurance. So when I'm talking to real life experience, but it's much better now to have a vehicle outside in my garage that I don't have a toolbox in. I used to keep a toolbox in my car because I was driving such an old vehicle. They break down. I could fix them on the side of the road. I got tired of that. I got tired of always saying I can't afford it. I got tired of when I have a vacation, I didn't have money to go anywhere. You know, so and getting older at my age right now, I was tired of when I was 25, much less 55. And so what you put up with and what you allow will continue. If you find out where you are, fine. I'm fine with it. But I will tell you this, everyone on the sound of my voice needs a gold savings account, and you need a residual income that is independent for your job. You need that. You need a business that you can minimize your taxes so you can keep more wealth in your pocket as opposed to giving it to the government. And you need a business that you can leave to your dependents where they can grow wealth too, where you can show them how to grow generational wealth. That's what you need to do, and that's what we're offering right here now. And for those of you who have really supported us, those of you who took a chance to listen to us, hey, we appreciate it. I got nothing but respect for you. Nothing. You know, for those of you who want to find out more information, okay, go ahead and log on to therealmoney.info. Okay, for those of you who want to talk to me further about this, 1-716-573-6296. Email fitzgeraldstevens@gmail.com. Do not call me if you haven't registered in Prince Amir's business. Why are you saying that, man? Because I deal with close to 12,000 people. I'm happy to help my affiliates. I'm happy to grow my business, you know, for my future generations. So I don't have time to answer questions that I just gave you the answer to, like the realmoney.info. But if you're ready to say, hey, Mr. Fitzgerald, how's the gold arrived? How do we put this together? I'm happy to talk to that. You're a business partner now. You know, and so this is what we do, and we respect it, and we love what we do. Why do we come on six times a week? Just switch the news on. The world's economy is burning down. People don't know where in the hell to go to. And believe me, it's a whole lot of people out there. Some people out there talk about, well, can we have a college football season? And some other people are like, man, what the hell are you talking about, dude? I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna put food on the table. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna save my family's house. You talking to them about football? People need money now, and Carrot Bars will allow you to put money in your pocket right the heck now. You can get a business package. We can show you how to do that today, however much you want. But it's up to you, but you're going to work. And so on that note, Prince Amir, I got some other stuff I need to do. Once again, I can't say how much we appreciate it. I'm going to have to ratchet down for comments today. And I can let Prince Amir take some of the comments, because usually we like to open up that. But the choice has really always been in your hands. In my conclusion, as I often say, Warren Buffett has said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you're literally going to work until you die. Fitzgerald Stevens says, if you don't make moves, moves will be made on you. And Mr. Michael Delco says, if you don't come from a wealthy family needs to come from you. And Prince Dinas Amir says, titles are not sexy, income is. Ladies and gentlemen, have an awesome day.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you go to dynastymir.com. Again, Carrot Bars affiliate links in the chat room. Click on the affiliate link, sign up as an affiliate, and I will get back to you. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Peace.